I mean, it's a lot of
Well,
things.
you do everything well, me.
Yeah, but it's so don't get it confused as far as what like you said. You look at me, you would think I know that. No, but I think what you see is that it's not a quality that you see in me or anyone. It's just you see me as he's a confident person.
That's what I was gonna say, because I just think that you know who you are.
I do. I know who I am.
Yeah.
I know I'm a man. I know that I'm a confident person.
And that's why I thought that you would have knew exactly what your greatest quality is.
Yeah, if you want to talk about my greatest quality, man, look, I'll tell you this much. It could be anything. I just gave, it's a young lady that stayed next door to me. I didn't even realize her car got stolen. She said, yeah, my car got stolen the other day. And I was like, for real? I was like, when? She's like, Saturday. I said, man, I was home Saturday. I didn't know that. She was like, yeah, it was 3 other cars around here that got broken into. My car got stolen. I said, that's why you driving the work truck? She works for the city of Portsmouth. So they're letting her drive until the insurance fixed. I said, man, why you didn't come knock on my door or whatever? See, my ring bell, but my ring bell would have had caught it anyway because she's a little bit further down.
Okay.
So I'm like, man, and I felt bad for her because she was like, yeah, and then she said, yeah, my girl, like, they got birthdays coming up this month, this and that. She said, I'm just trying to figure it out. I said, man, but she was still, like, you could tell she wasn't humble. She didn't let it bother her. Man, I went and gave her $500, man.
Yeah.
And that's what I had in my pocket. That's just what I had in my pocket.
You was like, let
she
me help
didn't even
out.
look. I was like, here's for their birthdays.
So
do whatever you do. They're gonna have the kids are gonna have good birthdays. Don't even and I told her that. I said, no, they're gonna have good birthdays. Here you go. And I walked away. I don't even think that she didn't even count. She was just like,
wow.
But it was so natural. But stuff like that, that's natural for me to do. So I do that all the time.
Which brings me back to one of your greater qualities. I feel like you're very generous. That's one of your greater qualities. And also support. You support others.
Yeah, absolutely.
So those are two things that over the years of me knowing you, I can pick right up on those things. You're very generous and you support others.
Yeah, but what's crazy? I don't even be.
You don't even think about that because
it's something that I've
and you're just being you.
I've always done that.
That's right.
Like I told you, I grew up in a village.
Yeah.
Like I could be eating a piece of chicken when I was young, and my sister like here, so we both eating off the same drumstick.
Yeah.
And naturally, I just be like, here.
Yeah.
Like now, my sister called me right now. Man, I'll give her a blank check, man. Look, do what you got to do. Like, just take care of what you got to take care of.
So that's generosity,
yeah.
D. And I'm going to tell you something, bro. That's not normal, right? And I know you feel like your upbringing and the way you and your sister came up, that's normal, but that's not normal. It's not normal for people to just automatically recognize when other people's need and dive right in. Most time we live in a society now where people are worried about their own self. I'm not worried. I'm sorry your car got broken into. I'm sorry you don't have a car, but hey, that ain't my problem. I got other stuff to take care of.
Yeah.
But you're not like that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's actually a quality that you maybe didn't realize that you have, but I can remember, man, one time you came up to the food truck one Saturday and, when we had first started the food truck, we was getting up and going and everything. And you came up there, you talked to us a few minutes. And then, when you was ready to leave, you just kind of, slid me and my wife a couple dollars like, hey, man, that's for the truck.
I didn't even,
hey, bro.
Now you saying that, I said, oh, man, did I do that?
Yeah, that's not normal.
Yeah.
That's not normal, man.
I support, man. Yeah. But see, okay, once again, I think differently. And what, to be honest with you, I say this to people like, it's a few co-workers, like I said, you could tell that they never been nowhere. Mm-hmm. But the crazy, it's not a bad thing. It's just kind of like, I just been places and I seen things and I know what it's like not to have.
There you go.
Like I said, I grew up in the village. I didn't think that we were poor, but we didn't have a lot.
But you were surrounded by love.
Yeah, exactly. So to me, it was like, I didn't know, what I'm saying? When people be like, oh my, nah, to me, I thought that was something normal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even when it comes to like just doing stuff for people, man, it just kind of like, I remember it was one time when we were young, we was in Winn-Dixie.
That's a grocery store, right?
Grocery store, yeah. That's a country grocery store for people, those of y'all that don't know. My mom, and these are the little things I didn't know that my mom and dad used to argue about a lot, was money. I mean, we had a cart full of groceries.
Mm-hmm.
My mom tried to write a check. They would not accept her check for some reason. I don't know if she didn't, like, she was trying to post date it.
Okay.
Or whatever. You young, you don't know. And I just remember us walking out the store, leaving the cart there.
Okay.
But, mind you, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
As I got, like, as you start growing up, and you're like, oh, she didn't have no money.
Mm-hmm.
But now when I think about it, man, do you know how embarrassing that had to been for my mom?
Oh, for sure.
So it's just kind of like stuff like that sticks. Like, I remember. So, like, when I'm in the store, grocery store,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I just be like, yeah, like people, like, it'll be like young ladies or whatever trying to pay for stuff, or they got something on layaway at Rose's or something.
Yeah.
Rose's is one of the places that still do layaway.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll go behind them, and I'll just be like, after they leave,
Let me
money
bless
or whatever, I say, I'll go ahead and pay for it. I said, next time they come back, just, tell them, yeah, it's been paid for already.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. But I do that all the time, man. To me, it's like, it's fun.
Man, and that's nice, bro.
They don't, and I don't tell no one I do it. I just,
So let me tell you this, brother. As a man, let me tell you this, man. You definitely have a lot of great qualities, and your generosity is one of them. That's one of your qualities, man.
Yeah, I just,
You just don't think of it as a quality.
I don't. And
because you're just being you.
So, I'll add this. Mind you, I told you we have a family estate. My dad passed, probably got left to me.
Mm-hmm.
So to me and my sisters or whatever. But the crazy thing is, like, when it comes to stuff like that, you got to pay taxes.
Okay.
The house, you still got paid bills in the house, utilities, all that stuff is still got to
Keep the estate up.
maintenance, all that. It's like a situation to where I don't ask for help, but it's like they know it has to get done. They know it's getting paid for it somehow. I had one of my friends, he was like, well, it's for y'all, so it should be easy.
Yeah.
Why they don't help you?
Yeah.
I told my cousin, I said, look, man, one thing that I refuse to ever do with my family or anyone else is to argue and bicker over money.
About money, that's right.
I will never do that, let alone me asking for help.
For
to
sure.
me, I'm too proud of a person to do that.
Uh-huh.
I told my cousin, I said, I believe God has blessed me to where I have a job, to where I work, and I could do a lot of stuff on my own because I don't know what they got going on.
That's right. That's right.
I don't even ask.
That's right.
Because sometimes even if I ask, it starts something because it's like, now they're embarrassed or whatever. I just like, if they wanted to let me know, they'll let me know. But I said at the end of the day, God gives me a way to take care of these things.
And you said,
And
I'm going to just take care of it.
And it takes the worry and burden off their shoulders.
And you, they say God loves a cheerful giver, right? Like you said, it's fun to me. I like to help people out, right? So I just want you to know, bro, your quality is your generosity. So if anybody asks you what your quality is, you say, hey, it's
my
generosity.
boy Travis told me it's generosity.
It's definitely generosity, man. Big time. Hey, D, so Tyler Perry said that one time he was in Arizona, man, and he was having a moment where his load was too heavy. Mm-hmm. And he just got to a point where he's like, look, I got to check myself into a facility, like a counseling facility, to get a therapist so he can offload some of the stuff that he was going through, right? And I call those for men, my load is too heavy moments. That's what I always call them, right? Have you ever had one of those moments, man, where your load was too heavy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I have them now.
Often.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's like, the difference is like, so this goes in because like a lot of stuff that we talk about now is like the same stuff I have conversations with my son with.
Okay.
Because I told him, so you are gonna have those times.
Yeah.
Me having it, people are built different. So,
Absolutely.
You know, for Tyler Perry, if that's what he had to go do for himself, one, he recognized it.
Which is a good thing.
It's a good thing. One, you got to recognize it, and then you got to be like, nah, I got.
Decide what to do with it.
I need help. For men, it's hard for us to do that.
Very hard, bro. Very, very hard.
For me, man, so much things have happened, but I'm gonna tell you, it goes back. What keeps me going, and humbles me. I look back. Remember, I told you the story about my dad. Bro, I don't think I could have did what he did.
Wow.
Be patient like that.
Yeah.
I
kept
like,
going.
Nah, man.
Yeah.
Give me whatever drugs I got over there so I could just go.
Yeah, yeah.
For 30 years, he was in that state for 30 years in a wheelchair, paralyzed from the chest down. When he died, he just naturally.
Wow.
You know, God was like, nah, it's time for you to come home now. You served your purpose.
For sure.
Now it's time for everyone else they need to figure it out. It's just one of those things for me, like, even though like now, I just I feel the weight of the world on my shoulders. But then one thing I always remind myself of when I say my prayers in the morning is like, one, worry is a sin. You can't sit there and ask and talk to God about something and
worry about it.
Worrying about it. Like,
That's
man,
right.
did you just put it in His hands?
That's right.
You got like like regardless. So even with us having so much weight on our shoulders as men, a lot of times that's self-inflicted because we don't know how to let go.
Yeah.
That's the biggest part. One, you don't know how to let go. You sitting there working so hard to try to keep up, to try to keep that house, to try to keep that car, to try to keep that woman. No.
Yeah.
Let it go.
And you just add more weight on your shoulders.
Because the more and more you keep, you're doing it to yourself.
Yeah. Self-inflicted.
You got to learn how to let it go. Even when it comes to sitting there, you know, you trying to manage work and like, man, sometimes, like I said, listen, man, the job is going to be death for you, man. Know when to take off. It's just one of the things, like you checking like what platform you need. Sometimes you just need time to yourself.
Yeah.
Know when to walk away.
There you go.
And that's what we don't know how to do. Like I said, I'm not knocking having a platform talking, but sometimes, like I said, you talk to me and you tell me you got the issues, you know what I'm going to tell you?
What?
Look, man, fucking kids, fuck that. Listen, man. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be honest, like I'm being brutally honest. It may come out, but I'm going to say everything you're telling me is like you're doing it, the weight of that's on your shoulders that you're trying to do for everyone else.
That's right.
I'm not saying that that's not the right thing to do, but at the same time, you got to take time for yourself. And the crazy thing is everyone that's around you, you need to really start thinking about your surroundings and the people that you have around you, because it's crazy. They don't see that, and they're letting you do it.
Yeah. So when your plate gets heavy, when you have those moments where your load is heavy, what do you normally do?
Listen,
I heard you say you pray every morning.
I pray every morning.
So you add that.
It ain't enough for me to take my phone and put block on and block everyone.
Okay.
Look, listen, and it sounds crazy.
Bro, no, it don't sound crazy.
So sometimes, look, that phone.
Come on with it.
You gotta block everything out. You gotta block people. I don't care if it's your mama. Sometimes you have to do that, man.
Yeah.
Because that's what, like I just told you, that's what
that's making time for you.
Making time for you got.
Because now you need to think. You need to think about what you got going on. You need to think about, you know, where you headed at. You know, how you're gonna take care of things.
You can't do that where everyone is like,
yes,
man, and everyone needs something. Everyone wants something.
And the phone constantly ringing.
Yeah. And I'm just being honest. And it's like when I see a lot of even brothers that we work with, man, I be like, look, I say, man. But it's crazy. But once again, I just look at, man, I don't feel sorry for you.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. We could have a platform all day, every day. I don't care. We could talk about it. Talk till we're blue in the face. I'm going to still look at you like it's still your fault.
Yeah.
I don't care what trauma, whatever you do, because the thing is, you said everything, you pretty much answered everything. The thing is now, so what do you do now?
What are you going to do with it?
Walk away. And that was the hardest part for me when No, that was hard for me to do because the thing is, that's all I knew.
Because you was raised to be there. Don't
Raised
walk
to
away.
be there, and it's just like, as long as everyone was happy. But it's like, oh man, you buy your wife this bag, you buy the kids, they come give you false hope, hug you, oh, you're the greatest. Now you're the great until
until
now
they need something else.
It's gonna be something else. And it's always gonna be like that. It's always gonna be something else, something else, something else, something else. And as a man, like you ever been in the store, even church, I don't care where you go at, you always see the two old couples, been married 30 plus years, whatever. That man, he's in a walker, wheelchair. You see the wife, she's aged.
Yeah.
She walking fine.
She's walking fine.
It kind of makes you think like, dang.
See that a lot, man.
Like it makes you think like that man. What you think that? You think that's it? No, he worked all his life to where that's where he's at now.
Yeah, worked hard, worried about things. He took care of things. Like you say, he carried the weight on his shoulders. You know.
And now you get to a point in your life to where you can't even enjoy nothing.
You can't do it.
That's the state that you're in.
That's
and then
right.
guess who's still not satisfied? That same nagging. Well, I'm not saying everyone's like, but I'm just throwing like that. That's normally what it is. You know, we got a brother, man. I won't call him a name, but work with, man, wife, been married. I'm just like, man, I found out he's getting a divorce. I was like, man, for real? Yep. As soon as her mom passed away, she left her some money in the house.
Wow.
She gone just like that. I want a divorce.
Wow.
And this a brother that worked beside us all day.
Yeah.
Grinding, welding. You get what I'm saying? I'm just like,
I
felt so bad, man, because I'm just like,
Yeah.
I felt bad, but I didn't feel bad because I'm happy for him now. I said, man, good riddance.
Wow.
I know it's going to hurt, but you're going to get past it.
Weight off your shoulders. Weight off your shoulders, bro.
You know what I'm saying? It's bad. It's messed up that that's what but guess what? Now you know.
Now you know.
You know.
Enough, man. And everything that we go through in life, man, sometimes it seems tragic. Like the thought of whatever you're going through, like, man, that's tragic, bro. But there's always some good in it. There's always some good in it, man. On the other side is always like, man, I'm glad that happened to me. It allowed me to see things in a different light. Because a lot of things, you know, like you shared, the way you was raised, you was blinded by so many other things, right? Because of the way you was raised. You couldn't even see outside of that, right? But now that you've been through some things in your life, you know, you traveled the world, you've seen other cultures, the way they operate. You've seen, you know, you've been married, you've raised children. You've been through life now. You know what I'm saying? Life has happened to you. So now you kind of see things in a different lens now. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And I always tell people like, look, this is me. Don't follow me because you know, I'm just trying to tell you, I'm just being realistic. Like you got to have realistic views and goals.
For sure.
And it's one of the things that I've always explained to my son, my nephews, little cousin. I mean, and even guys at work. I said, man, you got to be realistic on what you're talking about here.
That's right.
And the one thing that I'm always going to do, whether it comes out the wrong or not, to me it doesn't matter how kind of you have to listen to what the message is. Take your emotions out of it.
For sure.
And listen, because your emotions is what got you in the position that you're in right now.
Most of the time, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like one of those things, like, you know, just the way we were raised. Like I said, the way I was raised, I thought it was the right way. But then as I started doing things on my own, even now, I said, nah, my parents didn't know what they were doing. They were wrong.
That's right.
And I would jokingly say that to my aunts, and I was like, yo, you know y'all were wrong what y'all were doing, right? Because they didn't know.
They didn't know. They were shooting from the hip, man. Yeah. You know, I say, like, my kids are grown now, right? And me and my wife, we're 28 years in, right? We've been together for 28 years. And my children are all grown now, right? And sometimes when I look at my kids, and I didn't know, bro, when I was raising them kids, I didn't know. I raised them out of love and out of fear because I didn't know what the world was going to do to them.
Right.
So I was constantly trying to prepare them for what that world was.
Right.
And I'm young. I don't even know what the world is. So I'm trying to prepare them for something that I don't even know what's around the corner. So I always say that I raised my kids out of love and fear because I didn't want the world to swallow them up.
My son, and my son feared me growing up, but then he also, I nurtured him also too, but nurtured him to the point to where like he calls me. Mm-hmm. He calls me for everything now,
and that feels good.
And it definitely feels good.
I believe it.
But at the same time, I tell my son like, nah. I tell him like, and I just told him this this past weekend. I was like, nah, son, I'm gonna let you know something. I said, you're way smarter than I ever was, even now.
Wow.
And I was like, but do not get that confused with living life just because you think. Because I said, because the only you were afforded the opportunity because of the type of support that you got.
For sure.
You know, I said, me and your mom both have made mistakes. Mm-hmm. And the mistakes that we have made, it afforded you to do what you do so you don't make those same mistakes. That's why we're like, you know, that's why I'm hard on you the way that I am.
Yeah.
Because I already know what's gonna happen. Mm-hmm. I always tell them, all right, I ain't gonna repeat myself. I'm gonna find out. He got a speeding ticket. I said, all right, you going? Man, got a speeding ticket, man. He was going like close to 100 up in Lexington, Virginia.
Wide open.
Wide open. He calls me.
What'd he say?
I got a ticket.
I got a ticket.
I didn't answer the phone the first time because I was like, I think I was asleep. And then I got the message and I called him. He's like, yeah, I got a speeding ticket. And he told me how fast. I was like, bro,
he said, oh, that's reckless.
You supposed to be locked up.
Yeah.
And I told him that. He was still at VMI at the time. Mm-hmm. I said, you supposed to be locked up. I said, you better be glad he didn't lock you up. Probably he didn't lock you up because he knew you were a VMI student. Probably
so.
But I said, man, dude, had you been any other place? And I was like, did you have your gun in your car? Because he carries. Mm-hmm. He was like, nah. He said, I didn't have it in the car with me, Dad. I said, okay. I was like, but I say this to say this. I was like, I told you it was going to happen. I was like, so what you going to do? He said, well, I don't know how to tell Mom. I was like,
that's always a big one.
I was like, well, you're going to have to tell her sooner or later. Just let me know when you get ready to tell her. You know, because to be honest with you, I didn't care.
Yeah.
The reason why I didn't care, and I told her, I don't care. I said, because you're not on my insurance.
Yeah.
I said, you remember when you got into an accident and wrecked your car the first time, and I took you off my insurance? Mm-hmm. That was the reason why.
There you go.
I said, you and your mom's insurance. That's between you and your mom.
Yeah.
But I told him, man, nah, you got to get you a lawyer. and I'm telling him the steps to go.
Yeah.
But the first thing I did I asked him about the gun. I said, was you drinking? He was like, nah, I just went out to dinner. Me and my friend, one of his roommates, they went out to dinner or whatever. They were headed back to on campus.
He just wanted to punch it a little bit.
Yeah, he was just like, you know, but it happened. So he got a lawyer, found a lawyer for like, it was supposed to be just $800 because it was reckless driving. The price went up.
Of course. And
I'm just like, he said, well, nah, I'm gonna pay for it, Dad. He said, he was trying to do everything he could do so his mom didn't find out.
Yeah.
Everything went good. She didn't find out, but what he didn't count on was the timing, because it's like, you know, your insurance renews every 6 months.
Okay.
Well, hers did, at least. Mine does that. So I guess the way hers was, everything got dismissed when he went to court. Well, he didn't have to go to court, but he had to have a good drive, like no tickets, no nothing for 6 months.
Yeah.
So
like on a probation period or something.
So until then. But within that time period, the insurance renewed. So when it renewed, it caught the ticket.
Yeah.
And she was like, what the hell? She's like, she called me, she said, I think DJ got a ticket. I was like, what you talking about?
You was like, no,
ain't cool parent.
Ain't no thinking. No, he did get a ticket.
And I'm just sitting there kind of like, she was like, yeah. I said, she said, did he tell? I was like, yeah.
Yeah, he might have said something about
I'm playing on like, he didn't tell you? I said, oh man, that sucks.
Yeah.
But nah, she ended up finding out. And then like, but you know, she was just like, she said, why you just ain't telling me from the beginning? She said, well, I called Dad.
Yeah.
And she just like, now she looking at me. I'm just like, look, man, That's me and his relationship. He calls me. I don't know, for whatever reason why he don't call, he's scared. That's between y'all two.
That's right.
Work it out. But
That's right.
That's just what it is, man.
I like
that's
that,
what happened, man.
I like that, bro. Man, I love the fact that you got that good relationship with your son too, man. You know, that's another thing that as men, we got to be intentional about. We got to be intentional about having those relationships. You know, I was talking to another brother, actually he was on the podcast, and he was saying that when he get his boys together for school in the morning, he give them his undivided attention. No phones, no nothing. Like, this is our time when he get them ready for school in the morning. This is our time together. Let them get stuff off their chest that they didn't want to say. You know, they wake up in the morning, they got a million things they want to tell you in the morning before they go to school, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And he said he's intentional about that. And I was like, man, that's pretty dope. A lot of us don't have that opportunity because when we hit the floor in the morning, we're off to work, we're off to this, you know, so many things.
Right.
But he said, man, I slow things down and I intentionally be present with my sons while we're getting them ready for school in the morning.
You got to.
Being intentional.
Because I just thinking about the things like when my son was growing up from elementary, even I wasn't in the house too much because of the divorce issues that was going on when he was in high school.
Okay.
But for the most part, like when I was home, not traveling overseas, I was like every morning I'm up. All right, come on, buddy, time to get up.
Yeah.
I mean, and even to the point to where it was making it a habit to where, all right, man, come on, gotta say prayers in the morning. I was never a person to say prayers at night.
Okay.
Nothing wrong. I just like,
You just rather do it in the morning?
In the morning, because that's my confirmation.
Okay.
I woke up.
Woke up this morning.
Still in this plan. All right, got it.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, man.
For sure. I kind of do both, man. You know, at night before I go to bed, you know, when I'm laying there, and, you know, even if it's just something simple, you know, thank you, Lord. Thank you. Thank you for this day. Thank you for, you know, this rest time that I'm getting ready to, you know, free my mind from everything and just shut it down. And another thing, reason why I do that, because my mind races at night. My mind races about all the things that I got to do tomorrow.
Right.
And God allows me to get rest through those times, right? So I always thank him for that. Like, okay, thank you, because I'm going to shut my mind down. Well, I know God is going to shut my mind down for me. And then the same thing, when he wakes my mind back up the next morning, I'm like, okay, all right, thanks, Lord.
Yeah, I'm definitely with you on that. And also, I'm like one of those people, too, that, man, I think it's like something throughout the day. I talk to myself, man.
Okay.
It sounds weird.
Okay.
I be talking.
Do you self-talk back?
I do. No. Dude, listen, man. It's weird. Cause my son is like, was you talking to yourself?
You're like, absolutely.
I was having a conversation with God, but he'd say it as a joke. But sometimes I just be like, I'll be driving, man. I'll see like a car, and I'm like, man, God, please watch over that fool right there.
Yeah.
Like these are the type of conversations I have throughout the day,
all day long.
And it's 'cause I do it unconsciously, not knowing that I'm doing it. So it's just kind of like, even with me, I be seeing near misses happening. And I was like, ooh, thank you, God.
Crazy, man.
Yo, it's just be like, but it's just like I'm talking, like, it's like he's there. I know he's there. But it's just kind of like, even, you know, and then in my mind, I'm thinking like, man, you know how you got that praying auntie, mother. You know, you don't realize.
Staying connected.
You don't, like, you be so, like, it's been times I said, man, how am I still here?
Yeah.
And then, you know, I be thinking about it. I got some praying aunts.
That's right.
Praying people in my family, man.
For sure, man.
Friends. And you be surprised at the people who prays for you every day.
And keeping y'all connected to God constantly.
Yeah. I do it for my son every day because I know my son don't do it. And he's young, you know. But every day, man, I was like, even for my daughter, I just be like, I talk about my son a lot. And it's the same for my daughter, but two different animals.
Okay.
I have to put so much emphasis because I'm afraid for my son.
Yeah.
You know, black boy, I'm afraid for him. I'm
man.
not like it is for my daughter, but she's gonna be okay.
Bro, I get it.
It's my son that I'm afraid of.
I got a daughter and two sons, man. Yeah. I get it. I totally get what you're saying.
Like we're like black men, general. We're in danger. Yeah. A lot of people don't understand. For sure,
man. And we have to be intentional about our future, right? or our young men's future. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And not that we don't have to be intentional about our daughters' futures, but like you said, sometimes they're a little more focused and they're a little more, things are going to go their way a little more than sometimes. In our situation, sometimes we got to make things go our way. Like, it ain't just going our way.
No,
it ain't,
we absolutely do.
It ain't just falling in our lap.
Nah, yo, so I use this. It sounds messed up, but I'm being realistic. I tell people all the time, man, I was like, nah, it's nothing for a woman. She could be drop out of school, whatever. She could be working behind McDonald's cash register. I'm trying to, it's nothing for a man of value to come and take her out of that situation.
Oh, for sure.
It's nothing.
For sure. And
you know what? I could be there as good as I look. Like, yo, I'm a catch. Man, come on, dog.
Sometimes you'll catch.
Ain't no one, like, the chances of a woman coming to
save you,
not happening.
It ain't
bro.
happening.
It's
it
not
ain't
happening.
Yeah.
Man. It's
no,
not
I feel you 100%, man. But with a woman is different.
Yeah.
And he would take pride in coming, taking her out of that situation and taking care of her for the rest of her life and giving her a nice life.
Yeah.
But you better tighten them boots up so,
man.
so you can make it go your way.
It's like I tell my son, and my brother's in the same situation to what was, man, like, you know, they both officers in the middle. I was like, man, listen, regardless of how much school degrees or whatever that you done got, man, look, them folks do not, they look at you, you're not supposed to be sitting at that table with them.
For sure, bro.
And I'm just like, you may think, because y'all cool, listen, no.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, and I'm going to just leave it at that. I said, man, I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
The sooner that you figure that out,
the better
then
off you
unlock
are.
another level, and then now you know how to play. Now you know how to move it and
Preach
play the
to
game.
me, brother. Preach to me.
And it's the same thing with us at work.
Yeah, for sure.
But
everywhere.
we do the same thing. Like I said, I love the guys that I work around with, but at the same time, listen. At the end of the day, I know it, but you got to know how to play. You got to know what it is. You know, I know how to move.
That's right.
You know, you got to be strategic with stuff, patient, know how to say things. I might want to. I go off on the hinges sometimes.
That's right.
But at the same time, I know when to cut it. I know when to bring it down.
There you
because
go.
I say, okay, I know what's about to happen. I need to prevent. I need to go ahead and I need to play some defense.
There you go. There you go.
You know. So
smart, man.
You know,
knowing what to do, man. When to hit the gas and when to hit the brake.
Yeah,
man. I love it, bro.
But like I said, I pray for him every day, and I'm just like, you know, I just pray like, you know, that he is, you know, when he does find the time, and I do try to talk to him, man. Listen, humble yourself. You know, humble yourself.
Humble is always good, man.
Everyone doesn't have the same opportunity that you had.
Yeah, that's right.
Someone might be doing something, you might be like, nah, but sometimes you gotta look. It goes a little bit further because everyone has their own story.
Yes, absolutely, man.
And everyone gets put outside. So sometimes, like, just humble yourself. Don't never look down on the next man. You know, if you're looking down to pick them up.
That's right.
You can't do it for everyone. You know what I'm saying? But that's that part that you got to figure out in life, and that's something I can't. I could just guide you. But you got to figure that part on your own. You got to know when to be selfish.
That's right.
And you have to be like that because you have to, at the end, like I told, I put me first. And I said, you need to do the same.
And, you know, it's crazy, man, that you say that, man. So I guess what you're teaching your son is off of your experiences that know when to be generous and know when to be selfish.
Nah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a cruel world.
Because you are a generous brother.
I am.
And that's one of your qualities. Don't ever forget that.
I just told him there's a cruel world out there, man,
Yeah.
for a broke black man. I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, you better believe it.
It's a cruel world out there for us, man. And I'm just trying to tell you, you build yourself up first. And then once you get that, I think it was Michael Jordan that said it, man, he had to learn how to be selfish. And then once he got the success that he did, then he learned how to bring it down.
Okay.
You know, but believe it or not, I think it was Emmett Smith. It was an article that I was reading. He said Jordan helped him in business.
Okay.
You know, and I think it was a conversation he had. Like, he asked Jordan, said, hey, man, you know, I want to pick your brain on some business ideas or whatever. He said whatever they talked about, man, you know, he made millions, successful businessman because of him and Jordan.
I like that.
Emmitt Smith told him, he's like, man, why is it that, you know, this can't happen a lot with other brothers?
And it should.
You know, and Jordan was like, well, what did you do to get this meeting with, like, you know, Forge Talk? He said, well, I called and I asked. And he was like,